This yoga flow is going to help you build strength. It's not going to be the hardest thing you can do, but it's going to be a combination of calisthenics, yoga, and animal flow that I think will really be able to help you if you have 20 minutes to spare. So if you don't have a lot of time, but you want to work on your flexibility as well as building a little bit of strength and waking up your body, this is going to be the perfect flow to you. So let's get started. Flow for you. Hey, what's going on, fam? It's Joseph Gabriel here, and this is another yoga strength video that is going to help you mobilize your body as well as helping you build strength and a little bit of endurance as well. These are some of my favorite, most liked videos from before, so I'm revisiting it again. I have no idea why I took a break, but here we are. Just starting getting to a position where you can sit down, staying seated. We'll start off first with breath work. 5 breaths, in for 4, out for 4. In 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today. You are going to start off with a little bit of yoga. So just stretching out the body, trying to get any cat off of your mat as much as you can, starting off with the cat-cow. Inhale into extension, exhale, flexing the spine. Inhale, head and heart forward. Exhale, flex the spine, spread your shoulder blades wide. Bonus points if you're doing it with an actual cat. Taking points away if you hate cats and you're just a dog person. Nice. Palms facing you, starting to stretch out the forearms here. You can rock your hips back and forth to see if you feel that stretch a little bit deeper. And getting ready to stretch the other side. Fingers pointed forward, take the back of the knuckles to the ground, bringing up one finger at a time on that right side. Next to the left. Taking your time here. Now coming into a downward facing dog, pedal those heels to the ground. Twisting at those hips side to side, finding length in the shoulders as well. Inhale, right knee to the right elbow and right knee to the left. Now inhale that right leg up and step on the outside of the right hand into our lizard lunge. Inhale your hands up to the right, exhale, bring it down. Do this a few times, finding a little twist in the body. Exhale, bring it down. Nice, trying to get a nice strong T, so both arms on top of each other. And now go ahead and straighten out that right leg into an Ardha Hanuman, finding the lengthening into the hamstring. It helps to point the toes, pull the toes into the shins. Call that a dorsiflexion of the ankle. Be a great way to find length into the hamstrings. Awesome. Step your right foot over to the right side and coming up into a gate pose. So hands are nice and wide. Touching your hand onto your long leg hip. Reach over towards that long leg and then all the way over towards the other side. Inhale all the way up to the right. Exhale, reach down and over. Inhale, switch it up. And exhale all the way over to the other side. Come Stepping back into that downward facing dog. Pedal those heels to the ground. Inhaling that left leg straight up. Exhale to the left elbow. Then you'll inhale, lift it up. Exhale to the opposite elbow. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, step on the outside of the left hand. Dropping that right knee. Inhale up towards the left side. Exhale, elbow drops down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Keep that breath going. Tuning the movement with the breath. Beautiful. Nice. Now go ahead and straighten out that right leg, finding that Ardha Hanuman on the left side. Dorsiflexing the ankle, pulling the toes into the shins, finding length in the hamstring. Breathing here. Before we go onto the gate, onto the other side. Step towards the left. I'm just going to show you a different angle. Reaching your hands wide. Touch that long-legged hip. Exhale, reach to the other side. Finding your breath. Inhale, stretch. And exhale, reaching towards the other direction here. Very nice, y'all. And last one, go ahead and push into a downward facing dog. Pedal those heels to the ground. Deep breath in, step your feet forward, holding onto that forward fold. Twisting side to side. Hands to the shins. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, reach down. Inhale, roll one vertebra at a time. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart center. Beautiful work. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, reach down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the ground, stepping your feet back. Chaturanga Dandasana. High to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulder blades pull back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal those heels to the ground. Step those feet forward or hop. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, reach down. Inhale, roll one vertebra at a time. Exhale, hands in front of the heart center. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, step that right leg back. Warrior one. Inhale, lift up those hips and the arms. Exhale, hinge. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge. Press those hips back. Inhale, find length into the hips. Exhale, push those hips back. Nice, y'all. Okay, almost there. And beautiful work. Stepping your feet back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step those feet forward or hop. Twist the body in that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach down. Inhale, roll all the way up again. Doing the same thing on the other side. This time the left leg will step back. Inhale, lift those hands and the heart. Exhale, hinge back. Nice, y'all. A few more times. Beautiful, everyone. When we hinge, trying to really load the hamstring as well as the glutes. Inhale, lift it up, stretch the hip flexors forward. Exhale, engage the back side of the body. Hands to the ground, stepping your feet back. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips back, child's pose. Resting here before we get into our strength portion. So we're going to do a few exercises, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off to rest. I try my best to give you a little bit of space before these exercises to show you what we're going to be doing. But we're going to start off on our feet. The first exercise we're doing is a goddess squat. So you're going to have your hands in front of the heart center, dropping it down. So just 40 seconds here. Trying to keep the weight into the heels and also pushing the ground away from you to really start engaging those glutes. Taking your time, really control, not rushing anything at all. You're almost there. Then we'll get on to the next exercise. Go ahead and rest. Next thing we're doing, we're on our hands. We're gonna go into our handstand hops. So I'll show you a few times. You're gonna hop up and not having to be fully vertical because that gets a little bit more challenging and scary. Go ahead and start that. You stay onto your hands and just hop your feet up. If I hop on my right leg, I'm going to let my right foot touch the ground. And if I hop on my left, I'm going to switch in the air. If you want to do a more modified version, just go baby hops, up and down, still training the shoulders, still training for plyometrics. Doing whatever feels comfortable on your body. If you do have wrist issues, definitely good to just start low. Almost there, a few more seconds, and then we'll rest. And rest. Building heat in the body feels good. Going into the next thing, which would be a front step through. So you're going to step on the outside of your hand, kick the opposite leg through, and noticing here how I'm going to tuck my hand in towards the body so I don't fall over. I want to stay flexed towards my feet to make sure I don't fall backwards. It's a really tough one on the quads, but it's also a great way to strengthen your hip flexors. You're just going to alternate here and jumping as explosively as you want, just controlling on the way back. We're going to make every exercise a little bit harder for the second time around. Awesome. Go ahead and rest. Going into the next thing, we're going to go into... So the next thing, we're going to do single leg bridge. So you're going to go ahead and get nice and comfortable going onto your back. You're going to lift up one leg. And you're going to alternate this bridge position. Trying to really push through the heels to engage those glutes. And I'm also driving the knee upwards just to get a little more out of the core and to get a better position for my lower back. Taking your time here, really focusing on the drive through the heel to engage those glutes and hips. A few more seconds. And all done. Next thing we got, we're going into our plank ups. So plank ups in a brief moment. I'll show you first plank position to a push-up position. You want to make sure you alternate which hand comes up first. And go ahead and get started. So notice how my hands are coming directly underneath the shoulders. Just trying to build a really strong foundation from the shoulders all the way to the palms. It can get really confusing which hand comes up first. Just make sure you're alternating so you're not building imbalances on the body. The last few seconds, you should feel that all in the triceps as well as the core stabilizing your body. And all done. Awesome job, everyone. So we're going to get into the second set of this. I'm going to give you a few options to make it a little bit harder. The first one, on top of the goddess squat, we can go single leg squats. Just dropping it back and down, making sure we're really controlled and trying to minimize the movement that's happening at the knee. You can do this, or you can just go into the goddess squat that we had earlier. Staying nice and controlled. If that's too hard, staying with the goddess squat. Up and down. Nice job, everybody. Coming to the next thing. We are going into the handstand hops. This time, we're going to see if we can get a little bit more of a balance. So seeing if we can take our time and balancing up into the sky. Remember those small hops as well. Those are always a really good option to hit. Notice here how my head is kind of coming forward. It's really putting my body out of a straight line. So if you can keep your chin tucked in a little bit more, I think that'll be a tiny bit better. You don't have to balance if you cannot, like me struggling right here. But just try your best. It's gonna be really challenging on the shoulders, as well as your core and your legs. A few more seconds. And done there. Perfect, y'all. All right, going on to the next thing. We're gonna go into our front step throughs, but we're going to do this in a way where we're gonna hop onto the other side. So it's gonna incorporate a little bit more core and a little more balance. So hop over and kick through. You're gonna alternate just like that plank up. So hop to one side and kick it through to the other, and making sure we'll alternate which one we go to first. That's gonna make it similar to the plank up. It's really hard on the core as well as those quads. Nice job, y'all. It's a tough exercise. Just make sure you're breathing still. And the hop is optional. You can do it normally as well. And time. Good job, y'all. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going into our single leg bridge, but I'm going to show you the single leg crab bridge. Where you're just going to do this with your hands onto the ground and lifting one leg up. I'm really working on this one. I'm trying to get more of an extension. I feel like I have a lot of tightness in my upper body, which kind of prevents me from going fully flat like the ground, parallel to the ground. But I can still really feel this one in my glutes and my hips. Really trying to focus here on driving through that heel. So we don't want to lift onto the toes because that's going to put too much pressure onto our quads. So we got to make sure we watch our knee to ankle position. Right now, my knee is coming a little bit too far forward in front of the ankle, so if I walk my feet forward, I'll probably be able to get those hips up a little bit higher. Good to know for next time. Okay, y'all, so next thing we're going to get into is we're going to go into plank ups. So the normal plank up is just plank position to a push-up position. The harder version is a body weight tricep extension. So from there, lifting your body straight up. It's going to be really challenging on the tricep, so if that's too hard for you, why don't you just go into that plank up, and that is perfectly fine too. Notice how my hips rise up a little bit. It's gonna make it a little easier on my body than going nice and flat, perfectly flat. Okay, circuit portion of this workout is all done. Now we are gonna go into something a little bit different. So this is called an AMRAP. As many rounds as possible for these few exercises. We're gonna do 3 things. As many rounds as possible means that there's going to be a 4-minute timer on here, so 240 seconds. And I'm going to give you 3 exercises. You're just going to keep on going through it the whole entire time, taking a break whenever you need to. I'm showing you the first thing, downward facing dog to a push-up. Drop it down, push it all the way back, coming flat on down to the push-up. Okay, so first option here, we can do this 5 times. If you're more advanced, you can go ahead and do it 8 or 10 times. Next thing we got, we're going into a reverse lunge into a warrior 3. So we can alternate here, reverse lunge into a warrior 3, or we can just go single leg. Easier version, we're gonna go for 10 alternating. Harder version, we're going 8 each side. Next thing, side kick through. Going to kick at that 90-degree angle. If you wanna make it a little harder, you're adding in that little cute hop. We're gonna inhale, lift those hips. And slightly easier version is just normal side kick throughs, where you kick that leg underneath the body and you pull the opposite hand up. Let's go 4 minutes here, okay? Getting ready to get started in a few moments. And go ahead and hit it. 5 for a basic version, 10 is a little bit more advanced. Keeping your options onto the bottom. Making sure every time you push those hips up as high as you possibly can. Feeling the length in the body. Next thing, we're going into that reverse lunge into the warrior 3 whenever you're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and hit 8 each side. You can also go for 10 alternating, 5 each side. Just passing the 1 minute mark. I'm aiming to just do 2 rounds of this. So if you can get 2 rounds, that is excellent. But also okay if you just get whatever you can get done and be happy with what you got. Okay, so next thing, we're going to side kick through or hopping side kick through, which will be back onto the ground again. So kicking your leg underneath your body, you can jump up, plant, and kick. And alternating here for 10. A slightly easier version is when you don't hop up. 2 minutes in. So I noticed here that I needed to speed it up a little bit faster in order to get through these 2 rounds in this time. The great thing about AMRAPs is it's easy to kind of manage where you're at and see if you can make progress as you do it a few more times. Maybe started to rush it here a little bit just because of my ego, doing some ego lifting. But it also feels good to just push every now and then. Alright y'all, almost at that 3 minute mark. You might notice with this exercise, the reverse lunge into the warrior 3, you're gonna feel a lot more balance the second time around. That's how motor learning works. Your body will just get a little bit more accustomed to the balance after even just doing 1 time. So just have faith in yourself, it gets easier. few more seconds, everybody. And I'm gonna see if I can finish up this hopping side kick through. Okay, just do what you can. Last about 10 seconds left. I'm definitely bringing a hair tie next time, but all done, everyone. Really great job. Thank you for joining me for this yoga strength video. I appreciate you. Sending you a big old peace sign. Lots of love. Have a beautiful rest of your day.